afternoon. Hello, welcome. If you don't know, my name is Lauren, and thank you for joining my live stream today. This is day one. It's February the 1st, which is so crazy to me. This is day one of 28 days of me going live straight on this channel, Holistic Flow Yoga. And most days we can start off with some acknowledgement of history. Um, I like to celebrate history every day by honoring my ancestors and with some sort of mindfulness. Um, However, we can do that together all month and every day this month. So, um, this is a thing that I wanted to do last month in January. And excuse my voice, I kind of just woke up. And yeah, this was something that I wanted to do consistently last month in January, but January just wasn't my month. So just a little story in the beginning of January, or actually in the beginning of January, um, I told myself I'm gonna get back into being consistent, teaching yoga and meditation and posting yoga content on social media. And I decided to do a 31-day like live stream and schedule that on for January. And what happened was I got sick with a respiratory infection the first week of January, and I really wasn't able to carry out the plan, but I tried to push through it. So day one, day one was pretty good. By day two and three, you could hear that I had something in my throat. Actually, I'm gonna go get some water because I'm clearing my throat. You could hear that I had something in my throat, right? And I was going live on Instagram, not Instagram, on TikTok and on YouTube, and just sharing some. I was sharing some yoga practices with you all. However, by the third day, you could definitely hear that I had something in my throat. I was becoming a little bit sick. And but I tried to push through it. I tried to push through it, and pushing through is not something that you wanna do. I like to say force is something that we don't wanna do with our bodies, um, and a lot of the times I tend to force something that I want to happen just because I planned for it to happen. However, I do have a message for you all today, and it's about forcing something, or not forcing things. And, and then we'll have, like, a practice. So, I need some water because my throat was really dry because I just woke up. Mm. So, yeah, I wrote some things down in a journal before we get into the practice. I wrote some things down, as I often do in a journal. And like I said, this says live stream plan because I will be going live every day of this month of February. And like, it's not really about Black history because Black history, that can be something every month, every day of the year. I mean, it's necessary as a Black person in this time that we're living in. And if you are American, you know, it's absolutely necessary to actually be involved in Black history and the education of Black history every single day of your life. Um, so today's theme is Our Bodies Remember. And where is the chat? See, lately in my life, I've been feeling a little bit like old because I technology just be moving so fast. So if you're on this live stream, type in the chat. Can you type in the chat for me? Our bodies remember, and then I'll see it. So type this, our bodies remember. Okay. Somebody type that in the chat if you can. Hello. Hello, hi. Welcome in. So yeah, this theme today is our bodies remember. Then I have this message for you today, right? The message is your body remembers the things that your mind wants to ignore. Hello, hi. So your body remembers the things that your mind wants to ignore. Um, I think about how energy, as in our emotional energy, it gets stored in the body, right? So, what we don't realize about stress or about not getting sleep or about our negative emotions or even positive emotions is that they get stored in the body. And Mm. It's like your mind can want to ignore these very physical things. But you have like your physical body, right? And then your mental and your spiritual, mind, body, spirit. And they're all connected at the same time. But because they serve different purposes, you're going to have sometimes feelings in your body that don't really correlate with what your mind is telling you that you're feeling. So I definitely relate to that, and I'm actively in my life, I'm practicing, like I told in the story from the beginning of this live stream. I recently am just like relearning that when my body tells me that it's time to rest, then it's time to rest. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I often struggle with pushing through times when my body is like breaking down, when my body is kind of like sick. And because of that, I yeah, I often struggle with this. So, anyways, let's have some time to practice because we're going to be practicing all of this month and reflecting on how the body kind of remembers things that our mind wants to ignore. So you can either watch me or you can maybe choose to get on your mat with me. So I have my yoga mat here. All right. And we can sit together, maybe in a cross-legged position. And I'll choose to like guide you through some practice. Any Anytime that you feel like you don't want to do a certain movement, it's okay because I'll try to provide some alternative ways to do some of the movements. But um, for right now, let's start in a seated position, then maybe close the eyes and maybe take one palm to the heart and one palm to the stomach or to the belly. And what I like to do oftentimes is just slow down by paying attention to the breath. And the breath is super important for like grounding your mind because the breath never it never stops. So it's something that can anchor us into the present moment. And as we focus in on the breath, we can allow our body to follow what our mind is doing by coming to stillness. Start with a breath in through the nose, a breath out through the nose, and taking another breath in through the nose, and a breath out through the nose. Whatever to-do list that you have for today, just let it fade away, fall away. Allow your mind to be focused on the here and the now. And we will together practice one of my favorite breathing techniques, which is called balancing breath. So we'll start with inhaling for a count of three and exhaling for a count of three. And then slowly, incrementally, we'll start to increase that inhale and exhale. Allow your shoulders to be relaxed, face to be relaxed, and let's practice this breath work together. First, let's inhale for three, two, one. Then let's exhale for three, two, one. Next, let's inhale again for three, two, one. And let's exhale for three, two, one. Again, inhale for three, two, one. Then exhale for three, two, one. Next, let's inhale for four, three, two, one. Exhale for four, three, two, one. Inhale again for four, three, two, one. Exhale for four, three, two, one. Now let's inhale for five, four, three, two, one. Exhale for five, four, three, two, one. Inhale again for five, four, three, two, one. Exhale for five, four, three, two, one. Let's inhale again for six, five, four, three, two, one. Exhale for six, five, four, three, two, one. Now you can return the breath back to normal. And once you're ready, give yourself a big hug. We're focusing on how the body remembers the things that your mind wants to ignore. So if your body remembers those things, we want to take some time to rest and give our body what it needs. You can gently sway left and right, giving yourself a big hug. Then, once you're ready, inhale and bring your chin towards your chest. So just bring your chin down into your arms. Continue rocking side to side. This right here, I feel like is very soothing for me, rocking side to side or swaying side to side. And just taking some gentle movement. And then take your head back up through the middle, and then let's come into on all fours on your hands and your knees. Most of the time, I like to practice in the morning when I first wake up because I don't know, it's like better to start off my day with movement. If I like, it's kind of like the concept of making up your bed, right? If you make up your bed in the morning and you first wake up, it kind of feels like you're starting off your day with something super productive and also with cleanliness or with tidiness. I think it's the same thing with my yoga practice. Just turning my mat to the side so that you can see we can practice better. So inhale. Let's start with cat and cow. Actually, maybe turn it a little bit sideways. I don't know. The setup is a little bit awkward for me, but we'll work with it. Okay, you can even have you can either have your palms out, your fingers out, and p palms flat on the floor, or if you're like me and you have a little bit of wrist sensitivity, then simply, like, ball up your fist with a fist and then come into all fours like that. Mhm. So let's start with some cat and cow movement. So inhale, drop your belly and lift your chin like that. Exhale, round the spine. Bring your chin toward your chest. Inhale, let's take two more of those movements. So inhale, lower your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine. Then one more, inhale. Lower your belly, lift your chin, and exhale round the spine. Excuse me, I'm not sure why my throat, clear my throat. Let's take a swig of water. A swig. Swig is such a funny word. And after that, let's inhale. Okay, so coming back to tabletop, let's inhale and extend your right arm in front of you, straight out in front. And then you want to have your core nice and tight. So if you're like flopping your belly, if your belly, you're doing a belly flop, then just pull your rib cage up like by your spine. Extend your arm, your right arm in front of you. Then extend your left leg behind you. Do a little balancing. And imagine that your body from your tailbone to your head is one long line. So you shouldn't be curving your spine or anything. You should be like straight. Inhale, then exhale. Put your right arm down and left leg down. Then we'll inhale, extend the left arm out in front of you. Extend the right leg. Do a little balancing. And uh, again, imagine that your body is one long line from your foot all the way to the tip of your fingers. Inhale, exhale, bring your arm and your leg back. Okay, let me scoot back. Now we're gonna go into child's pose. So you can widen your knees as wide as the mat. Bring your toes to touch. Sink your hips back by your heels and then extend your arms forward. Then your forehead can come down to the mat. This pose right here is like one of my favorite poses in yoga. Because child's pose feels like a very vulnerable posture because anytime like your hips are stretching, it feels very vulnerable. And that's because emotions get stored in the hips, really. So, um, in this in this position, um, it's like a surrendering or opening of sorts. I like to rub my forehead on the mat just for fun. Not really sure why I do this, but when I practice, I often enjoy doing things that just feel right, but that have no explanation. And I think that's just part of listening to the body, honestly. I can rub my forehead back and forth. You can do the same. Take another breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then come back up. All right. You can choose to follow me, or you can choose to just simply be here. Step your left foot forward. Inhale in the lunge. Reaching the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. This feels really good in the shoulders. So my shoulders are 90 degrees and looking up. Exhale, plant the palms. And then I'm going to plant the right palm and then lift the left palm up. So gentle twist of the upper body. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to stay in it for another breath. Inhale, exhale, bring the left arm down. And inhale, come back up. Bring the arms up. And you feel that stretch right here in the front of the right thigh. Interlace the fingers and then look up so your chin comes up to the sky. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. I know my knee is coming past my toes a little bit, and that's okay for me because I have a little bit more range of motion. But if you feel like your knee is really sensitive, then you can bring your knee back so that it's directly over your heel. All right, take one more breath. Exhale. On the exhale, I'm going to put my palms down and then shift the hips back. Flex your front toe. So you come into a um what's this called? I forgot. Breathe in. Sometimes I just forget what things are called. Breathe out. Well, you feel a really good stretch in your left hamstring. Inhale, exhale. You can bring your nose to knee. Half split. That's what this is called. One more inhale, exhale, then come back to center or come back to the lunge and then step that left foot back. Mm. Then the right foot steps up, coming into a lunge on the right side, just being mindful of the knee being right over top of the heel when you're in the lunge. However, sometimes I like to have my knee slightly in front of my heel or slightly in front of my ankle, really. But the knee should never be in front of the toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. This feels really good because you're just opening up the shoulders. You can stay here for as long as you like. I like to close my eyes when I practice, just because I can really feel it. Exhale, bring my arms down. Then on the next inhale, reach the right arm up. Look up towards the right arm. Get a little side twist action. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Stay here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down that right arm, and then come into half split on this side. So shift the hips back and then flex the front foot. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, relax. And then come back to your center. Oof, a little bit sleepy. Well, I just woke up in the morning. And then come back to your tabletop. Now I'm going to swing the legs out in front and then come into um, like a butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together and maybe bringing the hands to the outside of the ankles. Then, as you shimmy into it, I kind of like to rock back and forth like this. And then on your next exhale, start to fold forward. And the key to this is never forcing any movement in your body because your body is going to want to open itself up. When you put yourself in a stretch or in a position, in a pose, yoga pose, and then you allow your body to breathe, your body just opens up more. So there's like no need to actually force any movement because the body, with the breath and with the mind focusing on the body's motions, you will naturally move forward into the posture. You will naturally go deeper. And if you don't, then that's okay. But I always like to teach that deeper doesn't always mean more productive, you know? So inhale and exhale. And for now, simply focus on the breath in this posture. Let's be here for a few more breaths. This is a really good hip opener. A really good also lower back reliever. So if you have lower back tension, um, and maybe you haven't noticed if your lower back pain is caused by hip tightness or not, this is a really good stretch. I like to gently sway left and right. And in this, as we're practicing together, you are seeing how I practice. I just feel what feels right and then I do it. And I encourage everybody to do the same as well. All right, moving forward, let's swing our feet back around and come to a plank pose. All right, so spread your palms out wide and extend your legs behind you. Inhale, we're gonna hold this for 3 breaths. So imagine that your body is one long line from the uh, heels all the way to the crown of the head. And breathe. Feel your core activating. Take one more breath. Inhale. On our exhale, we're gonna go into downward facing dog. So lift the hips up and back. Lift the hips up high, and then you can take your downward dog for a walk by bending one knee and then bending the other knee and just alternate in between the two. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice. Another breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, exhale. After the exhale, look forward, then slowly start to walk your feet towards the hands. Come into a forward fold like so. You can grab your opposite elbows like I often do, and then sway left and right. Simply swaying like this allows the lower back to relieve it. And also, you can shake your head no, nod your head yes to relax your full upper body, neck, and shoulders. When you're ready, release your elbows. Slowly start to roll up to a standing position. Then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, bring the palms together, and exhale, bring it down to the heart. I already feel more energized, just more clear in my brain, in my head. That's what happens when you focus your breath with the body movement, and then you just focus in and focus your mind on your body. Just does amazing things for your mind. Inhale, reach your arms up again. Take a stretch if you want to if you want to grab your left palm and then reach up and over. Feel that stretch in your left side. And if you want, you can take that left foot behind the right leg in a banana shape. Breathe in, breathe out. Another inhale, exhale, come back through center, and then switch sides. So grab your right palm with your left hand, stretch half of a banana, maybe a whole banana. Breathe. Another breath in, exhale, and relax. Now we're gonna make our way back to plank pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're gonna allow your arms to come out to the sides as you fold forward. Mm. Inhale to lift up halfway, flatten your spine, and then your palms can come toward the shin. And then exhale, fold forward, bringing your palms to the mat, stepping back to a plank pose, and then lower halfway down. Inhale, lower your hips, lift your chin and your chest, and extend your arms for full cobra. Breathe in. And then on your exhale, make your way to downward dog. So I'm going to curl the toes under, lift my hips, downward dog. Then give your dog a walk by lifting one heel and then lifting the opposite heel. Then just simply alternate in between the two. Downward dog starts to feel really good after some gentle movement. So just move and just breathe. Take another breath with me together. Inhale and exhale. On the exhale, we're going to lower the knees, then come back into child's pose by widening the knees the length of the mat, then bringing the toes to touch. Then extend both arms out towards the front of the mat, breathing. Another variation of child's pose that I really enjoy because it opens up the shoulders is this variation. So after you extend your arms in front, then let's move back. So after you've extended your arms in front of you like this, and you have your forehead down to the mat, then you can bend your elbows and then bring your palms together like this. And I really like this variation because it really opens up the shoulders and also adds to the opening that you might feel in the back and also in the hips. And let's take a few breaths together. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. You can be here as long as you want. So just be here and breathe. Notice whatever you're feeling in the body. Another inhale, another exhale. Then we're going to make our way to our backs. And these practices together are going to be relatively shorter, just a little, just a little idea of what you can expect. We're going to come onto our backs and then do the figure four. So kind of bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. Then you can bring both knees up and then interlace your fingers behind your left leg. If this uh, if this exact posture isn't available to you, then you can always use like a yoga strap or like a stretch strap so that you can kind of extend your ability to reach behind this leg using the strap. And I'm just rocking left and right, swaying the hips because it allows me to personally, open up my hips a little bit more and it feels good. So I encourage you also to just find out what feels the best in your body and then just do that. And after another breath, then we can come to a reclined twist. So I'm going to kind of close the gap in between both of my knees, extend my arms out to the side, and then allow my knees to come to one side or to rest towards the left side, and then look to the right side of my shoulders. And I'm extending both arms out to the side. Breathe, breathing in, breathing out, and just continuing to breathe. This is called the cool down. Then when you're ready, come back through center. Then we're going to switch legs. So the left leg is going to come on top of the right knee, interlace the fingers behind that right leg, and feel that stretch in your probably in the lower back and a little bit in the left glute. Breathe. Deep breaths. And after the next breath, we're going to close the gap in between both knees. Then allow the legs to drop over toward the right side. Extend the arms and then look towards the left side. So a full body twist. And this is going to feel really good on the lower back and also in the hips. I'm going to take one more breath here and then exhale. And then after the exhale, I'm going to make my way into Shavasana, which is Shavasana is often called corpse pose as well, because you simply are just allowing your whole body to relax. You're allowing your full body to relax and also your in like a meditative state when you're in this pose. And this is a great way to end off a yoga practice because you're allowing all of the benefits of the practice to settle into the body. So I'm usually here for however long I want to be here for, just breathing. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna slowly make our way out of Shavasana. I like to start by wiggling my fingers and wiggling my toes, just to start to wake the body back up. Then maybe rolling out the wrists, rolling out the ankles, taking some gentle body movement. Then we're going to roll over onto one side of the body and kind of just rest here. This is a really gentle way to come out of this yoga practice. Just slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, and then we can slowly make our way to a comfortable seated position. When you arrive with me, just take your hands together at the heart. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale and let it go. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the practice, then give this video a thumbs up. And we will um, end off with a message that I have for you to remember that the body keeps score. Um, there's even a book titled The Body Keeps the Score. I have not read it, but I know what it's talking about. And but my message for you today is that our bodies remember. Your body remembers the things that your mind wants to forget. So doing movement every day, whether it's like going to the gym, doing your yoga practice, I do both. Um, gentle movement, stretching, whatever you want to call it, or whatever floats your boat, that movement is allowing your body to release any weight from rem- what your mind doesn't remember because our body stores it all. The emotional uh, and the physical that we don't remember, our body stores it and can often come up as stress. And we don't know that maybe the reason our hips are tight or the reason our back is hurting at work is honestly because not because it's tight, but because we're just stressed out because honestly we haven't gotten enough sleep or work is stressful or whatever. Um so yeah, just be encouraged today that you have permission to rest. That rest is your birthright. It's not something that you do at the end of your day after you've um rest isn't something that you say, okay, after I do all the other things that were on my to-do list, whatever time I have left, I'm going to rest. Rest is not that. It's not like a whatever time you have left type of thing. Rest is really like rest should be the main idea of your day or your week or however you plan, right? And then plan the rest first, then plan the rest of your activities around your rest. That's a tip if you have a difficult time resting, it's probably because you don't plan to rest. You plan to work and then use whatever time you have to rest. I say to myself, reminding myself. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today and come back tomorrow. I'll be here at the same day, same time, every day this month for Black History Month. But really, Black History Month to me is every month, every day of my life because I'm Black. So thanks so much and see you tomorrow. Bye.